39 people, dressed in identical black uniforms, lying peacefully in bunk beds. Nike decades on their feet, and $5.75 in their pockets. They said they weren't dying, they were graduating. This wasn't a mass suicide, in their eyes. It was a departure from Earth to hitch a ride on a UFO hiding behind a comet. But behind this strange ending lies a story more bizarre and more human than you might think. Today, we're diving deep into the Heaven's Gate, mass suicide of 1997, one of the most infamous cult tragedies in modern history. You may know the surface, Hale Bopp Comet, matching outfits, and a spaceship. But in this video, we'll uncover the smaller, stranger details. The tech company they ran, the symbolism sewn into their uniforms, the inside jokes about $5.75, and how this all traces back to an unlikely meeting in the 1970s. The story begins in 1972, when Marshall Applewhite, a music teacher, and Bonnie Nettles, a nurse with an interest in astrology and UFOs, met by chance. Some say it was in a hospital psychiatric ward, where Applewhite was being treated. Others claim it was through her work as a nurse. Whatever the truth, they became convinced they were the two witnesses foretold in the Book of Revelation. They believed they had been sent from a higher level of existence, here to prepare chosen humans for the next level, a physical, literal ascension into space. By 1975, calling themselves Bo and Peep, they traveled the U.S., holding recruitment meetings. Their pitch? Leave behind your family, possessions, and identity. Join us to evolve beyond humanity. Over 100 people followed them into a nomadic life, cut off from the outside world. This was the pre-internet age, yet even then, they had a knack for reaching curious minds through simple flyers with cryptic messages like UFOS, why they are here, and two from the Bible's Book of Revelation, walk among us. Inside the group, rules were strict. No sex, no alcohol, no personal contact with outsiders, no individual names. Applewhite believed human bodies were merely vehicles, temporary shells to be discarded when it was time to ascend. Members gave up their identities entirely. Some even took it further. Applewhite and several men voluntarily underwent castration. He described it as freeing them from gender-based distractions, but some believe it also tied to his own struggles with sexuality. Interestingly, this was also one of the first cults to embrace the internet. Under the name Higher Source, members ran a legitimate web design company in the mid-90s, earning enough to fund the group. They were surprisingly skilled, with some becoming certified network engineers without formal education. Heaven's Gate was obsessed with visual codes. Their uniforms included a triangle patch with Heaven's Gate Away Team, a nod to Star Trek. Some designs even hinted at Saturn symbolism, and their website was packed with repeating words like UFO, extraterrestrial, and oddly Yoda. It might have been early search engine manipulation, one of their strangest customs. Carrying exactly $5.75, $5 for the vagrancy fine, and 75 cents to make a payphone call home. It was a dark inside joke that made its way into their final act. In 1997, news of the Hale Bopp Comet dominated headlines. Amateur astronomers claimed they'd spotted a mysterious object trailing behind it.
And you will see an object that is about twice the diameter of the moon, kind of a nebulous-looking fuzzy star. That's the comet.
For Applewhite, this was the sign. The spacecraft that would carry them to the next level had arrived. They prepared meticulously matching uniforms, shaved heads, black Nike Decade sneakers, and armbands reading Heaven's Gateway Team. Over 3 days, in waves, they consumed a lethal mix of phenobarbital and vodka, lying down peacefully with purple shrouds over their faces. On March 26, 1997, police entered a rented mansion in Rancho Santa Fe and found all 39 members dead. Their website, bizarrely, remained online for decades, maintained by 2 surviving members who still believe the group's teachings. For outsiders, Heaven's Gate became a punchline, the Comet cult. But beneath the surface is a cautionary tale about isolation, charisma, and how even in the internet's earliest days, fringe ideas could find their audience. Ideas so powerful that they convinced 39 people to leave this world behind. If you found this deep dive chilling, remember, cults don't start with death. They start with a promise. And sometimes a promise is all it takes. Which part of the Heaven's Gate story shocked you the most? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more real-life mysteries and true crime deep dives.